Hey, how are we doing, Therapy Army? Where are you? Let's be having you. Let's be having you, Therapy Army. Tomorrow is almost Judgment Day tomorrow. Big up to Tony. A proper glazer out, man. There you go. Love, brother. Love. That's why we love. That's why we love it. Yeah, big up, man. Lord, I love you, man. Red TV, man. Big up. Yeah, man. We keep it 100 around here, man. Raw, red, and real, mate. That's all it is. It's raw and it's red and it's real. None of this BS, man. Big up to everybody, every one of you. Love and light. I hope you're all well. Yeah. Here we are. Here we are, people. We're having it. We are having it. Welcome to United Real Therapy. Tomorrow's a D-Day, people. D-Day. Big game tomorrow. Big game for Man United season tomorrow. 3 o'clock, mate. 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock kickoff. Murder, she wrote. It's going to be a very interesting game. Big up to our Jarvis, Bowley, man like Bowley 77.
Big up, everybody.
Therapy Army's own. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna give you up. There you go. Big up Jarvis, man. How we doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
I hope you had a good week, man. Ouch.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Good. So
are you ready for the game tomorrow? What do you expect?
I'm nervous. I'm really nervous about tomorrow, you know. They've got nothing to lose, but I like the energy which they play with. They play with real good energy, with good up tempo. And I'm really worried because let's say if we were to lose, Liverpool are only going to be 1 point behind us with the same amount of games. So it's crazy. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
We've got to win tomorrow. We have to win. It's a must-win game tomorrow for me.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's a crucial game. You know, if we lose tomorrow, I don't want to think about it. The nerves are going to come. But, okay, I think we will win, to be honest, because we never had problems with this team, especially at the end of the season. They have nothing to play for, and we have everything to play for. So I think I believe we can do this.
Yeah, big up to everybody, man. Let's get the people coming. Big up to Alien Tenor. Big up Ariane. Big up to our Claire, Queen of the Chat.
Claire.
Evening for the PRM. I'm in love, light glazes milking us. Of course, Claire. Of course, I swear to God. They're driving some of us to the hard stuff. I'm telling you. And one of my friends said he started drinking, just getting so depressed about the glazes. And I'm like, nay, don't let them do it to you. You know what I mean? Don't let them do it to you. But yeah, big up Mo Hamza as well. He says, sort of big up. Hit the likes. Love from Doha, Qatar, free Palestine. Always free Palestine, bro. And love to people in Doha and everywhere around the world, man. Love to everybody. Like I said, the Queen of the Chat, Claire's joining us. It's a pleasure. I hope you're well, Claire. Love, light, solidarity always. I hope you're well. Feet up, he said, beer in hand. United will cruise tomorrow. Alien, when you speak like that, mate, honestly. I've seen them in the flesh. I saw them this season in the flesh at Old Trafford. And you know what? It looks like we beat them. I think it was 3-0 we beat them. It looks like I think it looked like a comfortable score, but it was anything but comfortable. De Gea made some really good saves. They missed some sitters. They cut through us. They play this like 4-3-2-1. That's what they play with. Srilanki, Billing. These guys are like dangerous. But they've got like a couple of wingers, inverted wingers, who are quite quick as well. And they play counter-pressing football. I'm not going to lie to you. They had chances at Old Trafford. Yes, they give you chances. Definitely, you can get at their defence. They give you chances. But they also create, and they're full of goals. We can't buy goals. They're full of goals, Jarvis.
Yeah, they are. Solanke, especially. He's really good.
Really 7 assists. I was looking at his stats just before. 7 assists and 7 goals this season. And
yeah, that's decent.
He missed so many chances as well. He could have had at least 10 or 15 goals, you would say, the chances he's missed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think he has been holding them up this season, you know, because it's basically they should have gone down. They're not the greatest team when you compare against Leicester and other teams in the same part of the table. But you know, they know how to like win games and score goals, and they attack. So yeah, they are good.
Yeah, 100%. Big up to everybody. Big up to Tom. How you feeling, Tom? You good? Are you in the Seven Hills tonight? I hope the Seven Hills were nice to you today. I hope it was a lovely weather.
Yeah, big up everybody. How we all doing?
We're all right, son. We're all right. We're having it. We're having it.
All right. We're having it.
We're having it. We're mad for it. But you know what? I only wish Man United were mad for it because I'll be more confident. But like one of the commenters says here, big up to Sean. Sean, I'll get to his comment, but yeah, let me cruise to the coward performance tomorrow away. I want us to get fifth. Clubs should be ashamed if they don't do it. Oh my God, yeah. Some people are just the way they are. I mean, big up to our Claire. I'm good, brother, on the brandy. There you go. Our Claire's on the brandy tonight, people. Breaking news. Our Claire is on the brandy. Cheers to that, Claire. Cheers.
Yes, Claire.
Oh, definitely a banana skin. 100% banana skin. But there we go. Big up to Sean. Sean says, love the channel. Real, no bullshit. If you can't beat Bournemouth, you don't deserve it. Also, who gives a shit about top four? Champions League will only benefit those scum owners. Now, 100%, I agree with you there. I agree with you. Big up to you, Sean. And big up to Eski. Yeah, we'll see you in a minute, Eski. Listen, Tom, I'll go to you there. I'll ask you that question, and Sean makes a great point. I mean, we don't deserve to get top four if we can't beat Bournemouth away.
It's true. It is true. But I guess in hindsight, the one thing that we've always held on to is that the home games are fortunate enough to us that we have more home games towards the end than we do away games, and our home record's a lot better than the away record. I guess that's the only real probability, I guess, that can say that it swings in your way. I mean, look, you play against a team like Bournemouth, like, what can I say? Like, Gary O'Neill, the job that he's done in the short space of time that he actually had, I think he's done a brilliant job personally. In the position that he was in, he didn't have a transfer. I always admire managers who they get thrown into the role, but they don't have to have a transfer window. They just use what they've had, and you have to, if you like, rock and roll for the end of the season. And he's done a brilliant job there. You have to, in saying that. And look, there's been some games with Bournemouth where they've had, big pluses and positive signs. You can take the Liverpool game, for example. Yeah, they beat them 1-0. But you know what? Liverpool, they had an off day when they went down there. You could say the same thing for when Bournemouth went away to Arsenal. They were potentially lucky. If Arsenal didn't have a madness of a 10, 20 minutes, could have been a different story in that sort of game and scenario. But they know how to turn up in the big games. And look, like what Jarvis has just said about the category, when you put them in sort of the categories with the teams that are fighting at the bottom of the table, the way that they play, I guess the philosophy of it is be physical and be tough is probably one of the mainstream themes of the teams that are fighting at the bottom. You've got to be physical and tough. Forget tactics and stuff don't get you out of relegation. It's a bit of luck and it's a bit of, strength, determination and physicality at the end of the day. That's what gets you over the line when you're fighting for your lives. And look, with the squad of the players that we have at this moment in time, I still stand by what I've said before. Away from home, we don't score enough goals. It's simple. And tomorrow, I think we are going to struggle against a physical team that will probably give you the ball for majority of the game and want to play from set pieces and maybe hit you on the transition with a couple of wide players that they've got, which are quite, pacey, direct, and want to get in behind. But I don't really know what to suggest really for tomorrow because, we don't have our prolific player who, it doesn't look like anyway Marcus Rashford will play because of illness. So I don't really know what we're doing. I know it sounds a bit mad in terms of saying it, but I don't know where the source of goals are going to come from. I really don't, because look, we create enough chances away from home. Anthony always gets a chance in a game, but he blows hot or cold whether he scores or he doesn't. So there's no real consistency. We don't score a lot of goals from midfield, as we've known from this season anyway. So, and set pieces, we're not the tallest team in the world anyway. So rare that we'll score from one of them. And listen, ever since Jurgen Klopp, threw the toys out the pram. Really, we've never had a penalty, have we? So, look, you could say it for what it is. Like, I just don't know where the source of goals are coming from. But physicality and listen, if we don't win the second balls tomorrow, I'm going to be concerned. That's all I'm going to say. Because these players, it doesn't matter about the atmosphere or the occasion, mate. Because 2-3 weeks ago, mate, these players, they were sitting on, cloud nine. They were 2-0 up at Spurs and thought, you know what? Season's done, mate. We've already got top four. Forget Liverpool. Forget all the rest of them. We're miles ahead of them. They can't catch us. And you know what? We took the foot off the gas for the last couple of weeks. And you can say prioritising competitions, whatever. But it is what it is at the end of the day. But like you guys have already said, just to reiterate, if you can't beat Bournemouth, you don't deserve top four. It's as simple as that. Because these are the games where Man United, I don't care how we're playing or form-wise, we should go away and wipe the floor with these. We should. Because love it or hate it, they have as much to play for as we do for the remainder of the season. They need to stay in the league. We need to get into the European competition that we want. Because love it or hate it, people can say it boosts the owners to stay or, it boosts the finances into the club. Well, at this point in time, like, Man United needs something. We need some sort of joy at this moment in time. Like, at the end of the day, the takeover stuff and sales stuff, that'll sort itself out when it sorts itself out, won't it? So, at the end of the day, as Erik ten Hag has motivated and reiterated it, we need to focus, and our main focus is getting on and qualifying for the Champions League, because Manchester United should always consistently be in it. And at the end of the day, Man United, through these end of the games now, the probability is really on our side. If we win tomorrow, I'm a lot more confident for the remaining games. Put it that way. Because at home, mate, I ball us out when we're at home. I don't care against Chelsea, Fulham, whomever. I don't care. At home, mate, I think we'll rock it. But
big up, Tom, yeah. It's so weird, isn't it? The contrast in the away and the home and the away form. It's just the contrast is so big. But the aspect of it's a bottle job. Big up Yamika and big up to Rashid as well. Big up to Rashid, love and light always. Eski's joined us. Big up to my brother Eski as well.
Yeah,
let me just get this. It says Yamika says, big up Noreen. I purposely watched the Sevilla versus United, but Adrian Rabi is bloody rubbish. Passenger saw him not track back, just coasting. I don't want to believe that I want it. It's surreal, isn't it? It's surreal. Maybe he's trying to get out, bro. Maybe he's trying to get out. Big up to Steve as well. Big up Jarvis, Tom. 3 points to get top four. Smash City. We move on. We move, mate. We move on. Big up to Claire as well. And Sean comes back. But Eski, talk to me, bro. Listen, Sean, big up to Sean. Sean provoked this. He said, if we don't win tomorrow, we don't deserve it. So, what's the point of even like hoping that we don't deserve to stay in the Champions League? In the past decade, where we've been fighting to get into Champions League, we always get knocked out in the group stages anyway, or the first round of games. Last time we made it to the quarters, I think was 10 years ago now. Was it David Moyes? So if we can't beat Bournemouth away tomorrow, we don't deserve it. But big up Sean says no excuses of a day or off day. United players should be up for it. Win at all costs, never say die. That's the United way. If not, then we get what we deserve. 100% in football, you always get what you deserve. But big up to you. But Eski, talk to me. Do they deserve this?
Obviously not. If you lose tomorrow, then no, because it's been a symptomatic of all season. You've lost too many games away or drawn too many games away. So the table never lies. The table is the ultimate truth. So we lose tomorrow, yeah, we don't deserve it. I don't know if this is true, by the way, guys. I heard that Pochettino might be taking his first job in charge against us at Old Trafford, but I don't think that's true, because I'm not sure he can start this season. The contract's for next season, but I've heard some rumblings that he might be facing us against Old Trafford, so I don't know. But if we lose to Bournemouth tomorrow, we don't deserve it. But I'm in the camp that we should win tomorrow. I know it's away, but I think our problem that we've seen over the past couple of games is getting overrun in midfield. Yeah, they're a bit leggy or even age, right? 2 31-year-olds in there. They're not really covering a lot of space, but the Bournemouth midfield isn't as good as obviously Brighton's or Wolves or whatever. So I think we'll be okay. We just got to worry about Solanke. Was it 7 goals, 7 assists, like he's saying? Just worry about him, and I think we should be okay, because I don't think our midfield's getting run over. But I really, really want to be in the Champions League. It's all the whole cliche. Why be in it if you're not going to win it? We've seen Arsenal in it so many times to just get battered by Bayern Munich. And we're in it as well a couple of times just to fill up numbers. I don't want that, but because we have Ten Hag, his Champions League record is actually very, very impressive. He's gone to big away grounds and got results that he wasn't really meant to have, with his Ajax team. And even the season in the Europa League, the performance we played at Barcelona away was really, really good. One of our best performances this season. So to have him in the Champions League, I think will be a really, really big plus for us. He's the right manager for us to have in the Champions League. But yeah, as I'm saying, short answer is no. If we lose tomorrow, you can forget about it, man. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Big up to you, Jarvis. What you reckon? In terms of deserving it. Do we deserve it?
Yeah, but if we get enough points, we deserve it. Okay, it's okay. We have had good spells in the season. We had a great spell right before the World Cup, and Rashford has been great, and Casemiro has had his moments, and of course Licha has been excellent. So I wouldn't say we didn't deserve it. We have to look all season, all the games. But we haven't been great now at the end. But it's a simple explanation, and then we have discussed this 100 times this season in this channel. It's because of the Europa League and too many games. We don't have the squad depth. So if we can drag the cat over the line and do this, I think we deserve it. And next year, if we get the Champions League, who knows what happens in the summer? Maybe we have new owners, maybe we have some cash, and maybe we get some good players. So maybe we can challenge. At least we can go to a quarterfinal, hopefully a semi-final. Maybe we can win it. Who knows?
Yeah, listen, big up to Sean. It says, have a brandy with me for tomorrow. Listen, I'm herbal teetotal, I can't even drink tea with caffeine. My system is too sensitive. I can't even drink tea with caffeine. So I've got to drink herbal teas. But thank you. A box of herbal tea will do. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you for the super chat. Big up to Irfan. And we're joined by my brother, Mick Ruby. Big up to Mick Ruby. Please go and check it out. They've done a preview. And
hour and 50 minutes. And you talked about dragging the cat over the line. I was dragging my dog over the line too. Come back to this stream. Big up to you, man. Go. How was your concert, by the way?
Yeah, the concert was good. Hangman, they're all right. I wanted to see these instruments live, being played live. They're very unusual instruments. So yeah, it was all right. It was all right. It was
Mr. Irfan, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Yourself?
Oh, not bad. Just Friday. Chill.
Yeah. I'm getting ready for the party tomorrow. Just going through the records,
Yeah. Big up,
getting all ready, getting all the vinyl ready.
How you doing, bro? You good, Irfan?
Yeah, all good. Bit of a cold, but getting off it. Yeah.
All good.
Yeah, all good.
And your mum's all good, yeah. Everything's
good?
Yeah,
she's cool. I saw her yesterday. She's cool.
Wicked. Big up. I'm the truth. It's a sign of real. Don't get me wrong, but the game we played against Wolves was not that good. I honestly think if United play like this with the holding team, they will be exposed. This happened before. 100% this happened. Listen, the Wolf game was weird. It was a really weird game to be at. We scored the goal, and then it was just nerves, full of tension. And then we were singing Garnacho, Viva Garnacho, for him to be brought on. And then they didn't bring him on till late in the game. But everybody knew in the stadium, Garnacho comes on, we get one counter, we're going to score. And that's what happens, to be fair.
Garnacho.
But yeah, to be fair, Wolves, they didn't really create that much. They had a bit of the play and a couple of corners here, there, a bit of nervy moments, but they didn't create. But big up to Mateus, big up to Rodin Jarvis, the rest of the panel. I've been away, but glad to be back watching the Best United channel. Big up, bro. Thank you. Free Palestine always. Free Palestine forever. That's how we go, people. The most dignified people in the world. But Mick Ruby, I'll go to you first. If you don't beat Bournemouth tomorrow, I think Bournemouth are a very good team. They're a very good team in terms of the way they attack. And Tom talked about it. I think Gary O'Neill, for me, is manager of the season for me. I'm not going to lie to you.
Not according to the Premier League ratings that came out yesterday.
Well, that's the Premier League, innit? I never agree with the status quo anyway.
Oh, yeah,
nothing on this channel is ever in agreement with the status quo. We see things differently, and we tell everybody the reasons why we see things differently. I mean, let's have a look at their record. My guy brings them up. The guy that used to be at Fulham, Parker, he brings them up, and then he doesn't get backed. Then they're having ownership issues. I think somebody takes over. I mean, the actor.
Wait a second. Was it Parker? Was it Parker that got them? I thought Parker got
It was Scott Parker. Yeah, it was Scott Parker.
He got Bournemouth up.
Yeah, he got Bournemouth up. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Scott Parker.
I thought he got Fulham up. I'm confused.
No. That's Marco Silva. He left Fulham, fan, to go, and then he went to Bournemouth. So anyway, he brings them up. They don't have any. They're not backing him. He says, "There's no way we can stay in this Premier League if you don't back me." And he comes out slating. He's like, and then obviously a couple of days later he gets sacked. Now Gary O'Neill, he's been part of the coaching, staff. He then goes in and throws in the hot seat. They start then. He starts off like getting an odd game here and then, and then all of a sudden he turned the team into a super attacking team, like playing like 4-3-2-1 formation. Billing, Solanke, and having these other players and really like just getting them a team spirit, getting them to believe in each other, getting them to believe in the football that he wants to play. And then he went super attacking, high pressing game, lots of energy. And then all of a sudden, they're saved way before, maybe a month and a half, when everybody else is battling at the bottom of the league. They were well saved a month and a half ago. They'd been saved.
Yeah.
True, Gary O'Neill, honestly, everybody would have said to you, the 3 promoted teams are going down. Everybody would have said that to you. 3 of the promoted teams are going down. And at the end of the day, you've got to get your hats on. So listen, Pep Guardiola has the best directors of football, the best footballing structure, the best backing, right? Nobody even knows when he buys all these players who fail, who don't fit into his system, they get moved out and the new ones are bought for him. So I expect him to dominate and win so many European Cups. So that's not to me. It's not because that's where he's at. And this is not me saying it. That's Pep Guardiola saying it. People ask him, Pep, do you think you can manage in the Championship or League One? He's like, no way. He was like, no way. I need quality players to play my football. So at the end of the day, Gary O'Neill, for me, one of the managers very close for me, goes manager, because nobody expected an interim guy to come in and to keep Bournemouth in the team where it's been super competitive season. Hard slog. So I'm not taking anything for granted. I was at the game at Old Trafford. We won 3-0, but I'm telling you, it was not a 3-0 game.
Who was that interim manager at Chelsea that came in and they won the Champions League, wasn't it?
Di Matteo.
Yeah, Di Matteo.
Yeah.
And then he
but
got
to be
sacked.
fair, everything that I've read and heard about that, it was the players. It was Drogba and Terry and Lampard that were running the team. They were running the team. They were.
I don't know. I just look at the stats nerd, and basically we played 11 games against them, right? And we have 8 wins and 2. And they have 2 wins, right? We have 5 at home. They have 2 at home. Away, we have won 3 times against them. They have 0 against us. So, I mean, they have nothing to play for. I hear what you're saying. They're pretty much the destinies on our hands. Basically, what I'm trying to say. We saw yesterday that, I was banging on Brighton to help us over the line a little bit, but we saw that Newcastle within 30 seconds just demolished a very good De Zerbi team. So it's all up to us tomorrow. We have to play our game. It's 3 games left of the season. No retreat, no surrender. Just go there. And goals is what we need. We need positive goals, right? And hopefully get away with a clean sheet. I don't know. I don't see any threat in that game other than the threat is our own mentality, if we are bottling it or we are showing up to the race tomorrow.
Big up to you, Mick Ruby. Listen, if we don't win tomorrow, do we even deserve to qualify for top 4? That was the question that was put in. Was put in by Sean before. Honestly, big up.
I mean, look, I watched Newcastle yesterday. I've seen Liverpool, win against Leicester. And I'm thinking to myself, are we going to be able to handle the pressure that both teams are putting on us at the moment? And to be honest with you, the difficulty is the fact that this is the banana skin because this is the away game. And this is the one I was thinking, shit, can we get, we can take a draw in this game, can't we? And we'll still got a chance to get top 4, yeah?
Can.
It means we got to win the last 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Irfan, I'm not leaving it to Chelsea because Chelsea.
I know. Because I know with this team, but I'm going
and Fulham that want revenge.
Yeah, Fulham want revenge. Oh yeah, totally. Listen, no game for us is an easy game, right? No game. Like I said, you could say if you're an outsider that, look, guys, don't sweat it. Your home form is pretty serious. You might be terrible away, but your home form is amongst the best in the league. So you could say that, but I just don't know with this United team. I just don't. I mean, look. Even though our crappy form away is, it's just one of, it's part of like what I call tragicomedy is our away form, right? Our away form typifies to me the last, since Ferguson left. The way we play away is typifies how I feel about the team when I'm watching them since Ferguson left. It's like a comedy, tragicomedy, right? So we should really beat this team. We should. It's not like they're one of the best away teams we can play. We should beat them, but I can't say for sure because this team is crazy. This team is nuts. So this team is the kind of team that makes you I mean, look, any hair that you got is gone. Everything about you, your teeth, your nails, everything's gone because when you watch United away, it's so frustrating. I don't know how Ten Hag deals with them because the problem is we've lost so many times away that losing away is now in our DNA for this team. It's like. You could ask thousands of people, are United going to win away? And most United folks will say, well, no, we're not. Even though it's an average team, like Bournemouth, to me, is just an average team. That's what I'm saying. I watched them. Sorry, yeah, go on.
Irfan, could you argue also to a point that, barring that we have no more, we played almost 3 games a week now. Now, this is the second we had 7 days rest, 6 days rest. Yeah. We should be able to get over the line because it was fatigue as well, right?
No, but you see, Mickey, this is what I've heard a nerd and a few people have mentioned this about the fatigue thing, right? Now, when I've heard Arsenal supporters talk about the fact that one reason that they messed it up is because they got kicked out of the Europa League. That disrupted their flow, disrupted their sort of energy of having to be on it all the time. So you can't really say, whether it's going to help us because I think that we're past the point of fatigue. I don't even think a week is going to help Man United. I think we've played so many games this season that we need a 2 months rest, not a 1 week rest. We need that kind of rest because we
what's the recipe for next season if we get into Champions League? Just focus not on all the cups, just focus on Champions League and the league.
Yeah, but we've said this. We've said this before. We've analyzed this on this channel so many times, and even I was talking to United fan yesterday. I was saying, look. And the bottom line is he wasn't prepared to say, I'm going to just sack one of these trophies off, whether it was the Carabao Cup or whether it was Europa League. If he did that, wow, I bet you I'd put money on it. Our way forward would be a lot better. I just think it would be. Right?
It's funny, interesting, because I was listening to, was it yesterday? It was an interview with Mikel Antonio from West Ham, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking about this because they went all in for the cup. Basically, in the what do you call it? The Conference League Cup, right? Yeah. So they forgot about the league, and all of a sudden they realized, oh shit, we're almost at the relegation zone. So let's switch mentality right now. So all I'm saying is that okay, if you want to compete in all cups, right? Something's got to give. At the end of the day, it's been relentless, man. These players are like, they're not machines, right? If you're playing 3 games a week. Eventually you got to, your body's going to give up. The only thing that's going to push you over the line is your mental willingness to push through.
Yeah, but remember, that's also one of the reasons also why we've got so many injuries. There's so many things. That decision of playing all those games has made so many mistakes. It's driven into so many parts of why the team is corrupt. It's like a car that's broken down.
Yeah.
And most of it is because you drove it too hard. You just did. And you have to accept that. Yeah, you have to accept that.
We need the roadside assistant to tell us what to do, eh?
Of course. But listen, big up to Alien Tenant says United will be cherry popping tomorrow. So big up Brush is saying like, share, subscribe to the channel, people on the road to 10K.
Can I just say Nuruddin
in the chat? Big up to Rashid. But listen, we'll come and discuss all of the things.
Can I just say one last point, Nuruddin? Can I just say one last point? Is I watched these guys against Arsenal, right? When they were winning 2-0. I saw them, right? And they were sharp.
They scored goals.
Yeah, they scored goals, and this wasn't an Arsenal team that was like losing it. it was an Arsenal team that was still winning every game. So I was surprised, and I was like, wow. They played a little bit like Fulham actually do, because this year Fulham surprised me and Bournemouth surprised me, but they also capitulated. But I think it was one of those mad games where didn't they score in like in 8th minute of extra time? One of those crazy games where the referee added a stupid number of extra time on, and I just said to myself, I think they did that subconsciously because they felt guilty that Arsenal had lost some points in a previous decision, and they thought, right, let's give him extra because he scored that winner. Arsenal scored that winner in 9 minutes, something like 16 seconds, and it was only supposed to be 7. So even 8 minutes of extra time, I watched the whole game, should have been 5, and it was 8 something, and he scored in 9:15. So something funny went on there. Yeah.
Yeah, and 100%. Listen, it is what it is. But let's get into it, people. Tom, Jarvis, I'll come to you actually, and then I'll go to Tom. Give me your scoreline tomorrow. Actually, you know what? Before I do, let me just quickly run through a little bit of the stats. Let me just run through for us. So, Bournemouth midfielder Jefferson Lam is likely to wear a face mask after sustaining a broken nose last weekend. So hold tight him. Amad Traore returned to training this week and will not be involved. While Antonio Semedo has a shin injury. Marcus Rashford is in doubt for Manchester United because of illness, having missed last week's win over Wolves with a leg injury. Scott McTominay resumed training on Wednesday after 5 weeks absence and could be recalled into the squad. So Bournemouth's solitary win in their past 10 Premier League matches against Manchester United was a 1-0 most recent encounter in the South Coast in November 2019. The defeat, that defeat is the only one of 14 most recent League Cup meetings between United and Bournemouth, in which United failed to score, really. So it's the only time we failed to score. Bournemouth back-to-back defeats had won 4 of their previous 5 games. Their last 14 league fixtures are ended up 7 wins and 7 losses. Gary O'Neil can equal the club's Premier League record in 9 home defeats in the season set in their debut campaign in the division 2015-16. The Cherries have conceded 69 top-flight goals in 2022-23, a total exceeded by only Leeds, the most they've conceded in the Premier League season in 2017-18-19. Bournemouth can become the first ever Premier League side since the Derby County in 2007-8 to go an entire season without scoring from either a penalty or direct free kick. Oh my God, they're due one tomorrow. They have conceded a league goal high 27 from set pieces this season, including penalties. Opponents, Manchester United, have scored 7 set piece goals, fewest in the division. Manchester United have equaled the Premier League record for most away defeats in a season. They've lost more than 8 times in 1989-90. They've only earned 8 points from 9 away matches. Drawing, we won 2, draw 2, lost 5. United have not lost their final away league game in consecutive since the run of 4 defeats between 1989 and 92. They were beaten at Crystal Palace on the final day of last season. Marcus Rashford needs 1 Premier League goal to equal his career high tally of 17 in the season set in 2020-19. Anthony Martial can score consecutive league appearances for the first time since July 2020. So that's where we're at, people. So I'm going to come to you, Jarvis.
Yeah. I can begin, Nurdin, because first of all, I'm just going to ask a question. I can ask Irfan and Mick and all the others. How many games have United won of the last 10 in the league?
Oh,
pick a number between 1 and 10.
5.
Five
Home games.
5
home games.
5. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Is it
How
5?
many games?
Yeah,
it's 5. It's 5. How many games have Bournemouth won the last 10 games in the league?
Oh, I'm going to say 2.
Correcto mundo. It's 5. Yes.
They've won 5 as well.
They have won 5 as well in the last 10 games in the form table.
Wow.
So my point is, and Bournemouth is a all or nothing team. When they go out, they do whatever to win the game. If they lose, they lose, but they try to win. So that's why it worries me a little bit, this game, because they have a lot of players, and okay, everybody say Solanke is the target man, but they have Billing, they have Lerma, they have a lot of players who have scored like 5, 6, 7 goals.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to like figure out who will show up. So I think we need to be 100% sharp tomorrow, because we could go on a banana peel if we don't.
So
we shouldn't underestimate them.
Jarvis, I'm looking at it here from the Premier League directly. They lost 3, 1-2, right? So the 2 latest was the loss away against Crystal Palace, the loss at home against Chelsea, the 1-4-1 at Leeds.
Was that home? Was that the home game against Leeds? Was it home?
No, they lost.
Yeah, they never play. They never draw. They always win
never draw.
Or lose.
Yeah.
It's
Wait,
5 wins.
They won 4-1 at Leeds at Ellen Road.
No, that was
at home. It was home.
It was home. Yeah. But they lost against Chelsea at home, right?
Yeah, that was the last game they played. Yeah, that was the last game.
And West Ham, they lost 0-4 as well. So, I mean, it's what Jarvis is saying. Like, you never know what you're going to get. Like, it's like a box of chocolate. So,
oh, wait a second, Mickey, though.
But,
if you
but
say
my point is, Irf, but I just want to finish. My point is they play to win. They never go out to draw the game or play defensive. They will try to play their way. And it's in their, you can call it DNA, from Eddie Howe. They stayed up so many seasons in the Premier League. They have a small pitch. They don't have many spectators, but they really try to play football. So
100%. They do. Yeah. Listen, they score goals. They score. Listen, can we all give a round of applause to Mags on top? Give him a round of applause.
Who is this guy?
He's coming to United channel calling us. Well, listen. Anyway, look. Remember that. Keep watching. Keep watching.
We triggered this guy.
Listen,
this guy needs to trigger off.
Newcastle fans have all like kind of turned. They want, now they're in the mix. They've turned. But big up to you. Sean says big up for the super chat. When was the last time United played well and dominated a team for 2 halves? That's the key question. Spurs at home.
Spurs at home. Yeah, I'm going to say that.
But Tom, I'll go to you, Tom. Listen, tell me about the score tomorrow. What do you think the score's going to be tomorrow? What are you hoping?
Honestly, I don't care what the score is, regardless. So long as we win the game, I honestly do not care. Like we've all reiterated, it is a banana skin waiting to happen because it's the last home game. I don't think anyway that we have to worry as much if we get past tomorrow and we beat Bournemouth. I don't think there's a lot of worry on the Chelsea game because Chelsea are a team where they ain't going to finish any lower, they ain't going to finish any higher. So they've got an out to play for, whereas we've still got the top 4 to play for in that case. And then you go to the Fulham game, yes, they're going to want revenge, but also Man United on the last day of the season, whenever we've been in these little top 4 duels, like I reiterate when we go back to say Leicester a couple of seasons ago with Ollie, when we had to win on the final day, or it went as far as that, then the consistency and the points go there. But at the end of the day, you play a team like Bournemouth. For me, I don't care if honestly, I would go there, seriously, I'd take a 1-0 and I'd bite your hand off. I'd take a 1-0, ship out of there with the points, and I don't care. Like Jarvis just reiterated, they don't draw games. They either want to win or they are prepared to lose. And that's just the rhetoric of it. You will get this team tomorrow if we are 1-0 up, and if you've got to go squeaky bum time for the last 3-4 minutes in the game, mate, they're still going to be coming at you. Like don't be under any illusions. Yeah, they've not got a lot to play for, but the way that Gary O'Neill's instilled it within this team is
1 minute.
Behind, we'll still go for it.
Tom, 1 minute. I'm sorry about that, Claire. I'm really sorry about that. I hope we kicked him out. Big up to the mods. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah. But apologies, Claire. Anyway. No, like I'm reiterating with the point, when they go into these sort of games, especially with Gary O'Neill, the way he's instilled it with them is we play to win. And yet people might say, well, you're obviously going to play to win, but it doesn't matter if they're 3-0 down, 4-0 down. They still want to try and get something from the game. Even if they go for a consolation goal, they want to show something in the game. Like people will reiterate that they went, with West Ham with 4-0 and stuff like that. Like, love it or hate it, you don't know what you're going to get with Bournemouth at the end of the day because they're not going to get relegated, but they're also not going to get as high as European places. So, love it or hate it, at the end of the day, the only thing I can say with us tomorrow is I would honestly be prepared to rock up there, get a goal, squeaky bum time for like 45 minutes, for the rest of the half, because I don't see us going away from home anywhere for the rest of the season. And I know this is the only away game apart from going to Wembley. In the Premier League results, I don't see us going away from home and scoring more than 2 goals. I just don't see it happening. So even if we can just get 1 goal away from home, which has really been our rhetoric for the whole season, for most of the games that we've played, it's been 1-0 or whatever. Like at the end of the day, if you've got to squeeze out the result, you squeeze out the result. I don't care about performance or consistency. People will say, well, we've had a week off and things like that. That doesn't make a difference. So for me, I would turn up there tomorrow, get 1-0 before half time, and I'd stink the place out in the next 45 minutes, and I'd just get out there. I really don't care. Points mean more than performances at this point in the season. You can perform absolutely brilliantly, but does it mean that you're going to get the 3 points at the end of it? No, it doesn't. I mean, at the end of the day, we've made it harder for ourselves. There's King Henry just took the words out of my mouth there. We've made it harder for ourselves. The previous weeks where we were up in games 2-0, we were sitting back, cruising, thinking, we'll put his feet up, like Nuruddin, put your feet up on the herbal teas, mate, thinking, our Christmas has come here, we're already in the Champions League. And now suddenly you've got to earn it. But listen, go away there, get a goal, sit back for 45 minutes, take the points back to Old Trafford. And then, if you like, just let the home form and let the crowd drive you on for the next 2 matches. And for me, I'm not worried about Chelsea at home because I think we can take it. I'm not worried about Fulham at home. I think we can take these teams. Love it or hate it, our Old Trafford record, especially like there's that ridiculous record that we've got where I think we score in the first half and we've never lost in the Premier League or something ridiculous like that in Premier League history or something when we score in the first 45 minutes at OT. And at the end of the day, the only thing I'm going to say is the last point in regards to the away games. We need to take these chances. I don't care if it's nitty gritty. I don't care if it's the finished article. Pass it into the back of the net. I don't care. By any means necessary, you get a line of fire in these sort of games. Shoot on sight. That's all I'm going to say to these players. Shoot on sight, because the way these teams are going to play against you, like Bournemouth, set up compact, 10 men behind the ball, and then they transition on the counter attack. And then with the wide players that they have, they ain't going to be bothered about going direct against Wan-Bissaka or whoever. They ain't going to care, mate. They ain't got nothing to play for. So they've got nothing to lose. As much as we say they ain't got anything to play for, not to lose at all in these sort of games. Listen, take 1-0, squeak one time back to Old Trafford. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Big up. Listen, big up, Tom. Yeah, listen, actually, they've been shooting on sight. That's been the problem. They've not been passing to each other. Everybody's been shooting on sight. But Eski, listen, how do we win it tomorrow? How do we do it? Is this smash and grab? To me, the performances, I'm not asking about it. Can we score the goals to get, because they always score anyway. They tend to score, and they're full of goals.
I think tomorrow, if I was Ten Hag, I'd just set up with a counter-attack. Just do that the whole game, because I'm thinking, look, yeah, they can't go nowhere, not getting relegated, not getting even top half of the table. I think the highest they can finish is 11th. It's whatever, it's cool. So I think they'll come in the game. Yeah, they'll try and do something, but obviously they're at home and the onus is on them to try and get the goal first. I think we just play it calm, just sit back. Our defense has been quite good of late. Our weakest link has been De Gea, to be fair. So defense has been quite good. We just sit back, Casemiro and whoever next to him, just ping it forward. I keep Anthony high and wide. I don't think Rashford's playing tomorrow because he's got an illness, so I don't think he's going to travel. Probably use Sancho on the left then, and then Martial up top, whoever. So just play counter-attacking football tomorrow, and I think it'll be a half-decent performance. I've just got a feeling. Don't ask me how or why. The facts are just otherwise. I think it'll be a half-decent performance, and I think we'll just win 3-1. 3-2 at a madness. They might score a last-minute second goal. But I think we'll just get it done like that. Just play counter-attacking football tomorrow. Our midfield's better than theirs. We'll be able to control the game more if we need to, and just get it done like that. Worst comes to worst, smash and grab. I don't care. Just get it done.
Yeah, big up. Go to you, Mick. How do we do it?
I agree what Tom is saying. Basically, you have two teams. One has no pressure. They're going out to play for fun. They can do madness because they're just going to enjoy their football, right? And the other hand, we go in there with the pressure to win because of the top four. So I'm just I want to see, pedal to the metal, rock and roll football. Don't fall for it. Just focus mentality, focus, get the job done. I don't care like if you score 1 goal, 2-0, 3-0, whatever. But if I go like, if you say they score a lot of goals, like, the last home game they played against Chelsea and lost 1-3. So I always go with Ruby Classics 3-1. But hopefully, like, we need positive goal scoring. So yeah, I think it will go 3-1 to United. I will. That's the thing, right?
Wow.
I'm not buying into that. Like, they have nothing to play for, because every time United rock up, they treat it like a cup final. You know what I mean?
100%. Listen, everybody, that's what Fergie's saying. It. Every team, when United come to town, the performance, the crowd, everybody gives it, because it's Manchester United. They're playing a badge, the history, the tradition. That's what they're playing. Earth, what do you reckon tomorrow?
Well, I mean, I think Jarvis nailed it, because it's unpredictable versus more unpredictable or less unpredictable. That's what it is. It's two unpredictable teams playing each other. Yeah. Now, look, the reason why it's a banana skin is because, when Fergie used to say everyone used to, wanted to show up against us, that's because we were dominant. Now it's also the fact that it's just because a sizable part of the football world is watching the game. It's not because we're dominant anymore. We're only big because we've got this massive following, still. So you're still going to get players who think, well, so and so is going to be watching, so I this is my way of getting a move to a better club. It's just that just always goes with these teams. It's not about who we are anymore. It's about the fact that someone can build a career by bashing up United. So this is always the problem against every team we play, no matter what. That hasn't gone away. We're a career platform or a career trampoline for most club players. Still, that hasn't changed because we've got the biggest fan base. That's just facts. Now, I like to think every time I watch United in away games, we don't like play badly from the first minute, right? The only way we play badly is when you press us so hard that one of the donkeys at the back makes a calamity mistake, like passing it to Harry Maguire or De Gea, just terrible, outball or something. That's the way. So I'm wary of that. But if we can sort of stay calm for the first 25 minutes, and dare I say, the cliche of cliches, score the first goal, then it's game on. But like I said, I do expect us to beat this team, no matter how bad we've been this season. I do expect it. But whether that's going to come to fruition, I just don't know. But I'm expecting us to win, because I'm hoping Ten Hag's going to slap these guys and say, are you going to keep embarrassing me every time we go away? Are you going to keep doing this to me? Yeah. I'm hoping that he brings Garnacho on earlier. I'm hoping that he plays the right team to do the business, right? And just hold, even if he stay in the game for 25, 35 minutes, just keep it tight. Right. Yeah, and he tells these guys to stop being headless up front and stop being selfish and greedy and get back to being a team attack, not individuals. So, again, like I said, this is a touch and go game. It could be 2-1 to if I was to be optimistic, I'll say 2-1 to us. Okay. I'll say 2. It won't be more than 1 goal in it. It won't be more than 1 goal in it. But we need to win this game. We really, really need to win this game. And I don't see it. I don't see us winning it unless we put in a serious defensive performance. It's about our defense tomorrow. It's all about our defense tomorrow. Yeah.
100%. Big up Idris. He said you should solitize sometime. I don't know what that means, bro, but big up to you. Thanks for the
solitize. I'm not sure that's a word.
Dictionary. What does that mean?
You might be trying to, I don't know, maybe it means internalize. I don't know,
Listen,
so
maybe, yeah. But listen, big up to everybody. Let us know what do you think the score's going to be tomorrow, people. Listen, we're going to come to it because, what, I wanted to talk about it. In terms of news, obviously, the fourth bid has gone in from the Qataris, apparently. Come on,
you mean the 14th bid, no, not the 4th. It's the 14th, isn't it?
I said the 4th bid.
Yeah, no, I thought it was the 14th, though.
Well, mate, it might as well be the 15th.
It might as well be the 14th, is my point.
I even read just now, I've been staying away today, that was, Glazes is not going to review everything and let us know by the end of May and blah, 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 blah. It's just like...
It is what it is. So, you know what? There's some rumours that going around in Manchester on certain quarters that they're going to do it to the cup final after...
That's what I said. I've been consistent on that, Nerdin. I've been saying that because they want Champions League football. They don't want to disrupt the season. They don't want to, disrupt the players' mindset.
Are you kidding me? They're disrupting the season right now.
Yeah, I know.
They have been disrupting the players' mindsets for 10 years. They've been disrupting the mindsets for that long.
Listen to me. Because at the end of the day, you know, social interaction generates attraction and money and click, you know, social media. And this is all what Manchester United been doing for at least 10 years. You know what I mean? In the making. Since when are they so fast on announcing things, even in the transfer markets? It wouldn't surprise me, mate. You know what I'm saying?
It's just
100%.
insane.
Listen,
absolutely insane. It is.
Listen,
insane.
but I'll go back to Eski. Eski. So apparently they they are the chaos. The transfer this summer is chaos because all reports are saying that he's got 100 million to spend and the rest are sales. So Manchester United, the two players that they've got made a bit of money on, have always been. They've always been. I think it was Dan James and Chris Smalling who both wanted to get the hell out of here. So it's just crazy for me. It's absolutely crazy for me.
Is this coming out from the media, Nuruddin?
Yeah, it's coming out of the media. Yeah. From the people that get briefed that it's got to go on sales. The rest of it, got to go on sales. I'm like, what sales? Listen, everybody understands and knows. If you understand Glazonomics, right? How did Man United keep... Manchester United buy average players. We overhype them. Big example is Harry Maguire. We overhype these players. These players are average. We put them on extraordinary wages, and then we can never get rid of them. But that's the Glazonomics because they do it that way because it's not the quality of the player like a football club where it's all judged about the quality of the player. They judge it on a spreadsheet, and if the player has to see out his contract or else they lose money or they lose these banking instruments. So the way we buy players is all under these banking instruments, and the player, in terms of the player's wages and the length of contract, that is what's key to them, or else it's seen as a loss. So that's why we can't sell players. That's why we can never get rid of players, because we pay them. We pay average players extraordinary wages. That's Glazonomics 101. So, Esky, how is this manager supposed to kick on when we got him workhorse? And now we're talking about Rabiot, another free sign. And some people are telling us he was horrendous the other night. Horrendous, pantsing around the football pitch. So, Esky, how is he supposed to plan? He came out against something's been happening, by the way. Something's happened behind the scenes because he gave a press conference. This is Eric Ten Hag. He gave the press conference, second part of the part 2 of the press conference versus Brighton. He came out and basically was like, I don't know what's going on. Manchester United need to get back to the big trophies. They need to go and compete for the big trophies. They need quality players, and quality players cost money. I need backing. He said that. He said that during the pre-season. He said that Manchester United need quality. When people were shoving the youngsters down his throat saying, oh, Man United have got talented youngsters. He was like, no, they're kids. We need quality for us to compete. Anyway, so, Esky, he's now come out and it's like, oh, yeah, players want to come to Manchester United. Where did I hear that before? I fucking heard that before. I was thinking, where did I hear that before? Ollie fucking Gunnar Solskjaer. So many players want to come to Manchester United. And I'm like, Neil Ashton have been in fucking touch. Because the Glazers have said he can't be coming out saying that. Because he can't be coming out saying that he's not being backed and he doesn't have the plans to be backed. He doesn't know what money he's going to have. So, Esky, how does he take control? And he's just like every other manager, even the ones we didn't like, all of them, one hand or two hands sometimes tied behind their back. How can we get out of this effing circle?
It's tough. The simple answer is you can't in the circumstance. He's been shafted the moment he walked in the door. If you remember his first early press conferences, he said, I want all my signings before pre-season. The only one he got was Malacia. We dilly-dallied for Anthony, dilly-dallied for De Jong, and everyone else, and we didn't even get all our targets. Casemiro was a panic buy after the season started because we were getting battered, right? So he's been shafted from day one. Didn't get nothing in January. Got 2 free signings. You know, we had no striker, no real striker all season. He asked for one striker, didn't get it, right? It's very difficult for him. And again, with the whole flipping thing, Dan James is like our second or third most profitable player we've sold. Every big player we've sold recently is a loss. Di Maria, Lukaku, list goes on. But the biggest thing is, again, when you asked me that question, first thing comes to my head was Sancho sellable, but then he's not, because he's on 350 grand a week. Even if Dortmund take him back, they're gonna like cut that down by massive percent, man. They're not paying him 325 grand a week. Why should they? We're stupid enough to offer him like players like him money like that. It's ridiculous. So even if we were to sell him at a cut price, let's say 50 million, like it's ridiculous. No one's going to take that contract at all. At worst, it's kind of a loan kind of thing. You know what I mean? So at this moment in time, 100 million, we know we need a striker anyway. So who can we really sell it? It's very, very difficult. The honest answer is, Nuruddin, we're waiting for the Sheikh. That is the only answer. We're waiting for someone to come in with a magic wand and save us, because the honest answer to the question is you can't manage this situation. Many managers have gone by. Look at Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho took Roma to 2 back-to-back finals. He wasn't a finished manager. He said finishing second with his club was a big achievement. That rings volumes. Every year that goes by, it gets bigger and bigger. It has more meaning and impact. Because we know, especially since Ed Woodward's gone, it's terrible, absolutely terrible. And another thing you said with the whole, like, Neil Ashton's been on to Ten Hag about the whole, I've got no money to spend. Remember when the first round of bids come in and Ineos and Sheikh were both like, we want to restore Manchester United, bring it back to its glory. The reports that the Glazers were very unhappy with that. They give a shit so much about PR. They will hammer it. They will find any little need. That's why Ralph got the sack. Ralph said it all. Ralph got pissed, told the truth, and got the sack the next day. Do you know what I mean? He told the truth and it had to go. So what do? You have to just hope and pray. Hope and pray that it's all sorted. But the only thing that I would go off, and I know it's a personal anecdote, but when I met Simon Stone, the whatever credible journal from the BBC, when I asked him months ago, what do you think is going to happen? He told me that he thinks the Qataris have got it. And I've just held on to that ever since. I don't care about whatever's going on in the news. That Carbe guy ain't got a fucking clue. And we've heard that Ineos are the front runners, and then it's not. So I don't believe any of that. But the transfer stuff kind of makes sense. That makes sense, because I don't think the Athletic would be fed that. We know Laurie Whitwell is fed information. Let's call a spade a spade. He's in cahoots with someone there. He is fed information about stuff, so he will know that. That's credible. I'll take that. But as a whole, we just got to pray, man.
Big up to you, bro. I'll go to Jarvis next, just with the same question. Jarvis, the frustration of Ten Hag. Every manager that's been managing Manchester United since Fergie's left, they've always been, even Fergie was papering over the cracks for a long time. Manuel is basically Sevilla versus Juventus. That's who you played rubbish against. Listen, 60 likes, you're taking the absolute biscuit. Honestly, you're taking the piss, because you get raw and real, royal. You get royal. You get even royal. Raw, real preview on here, where we talk about the pressing issues that are facing this football club, and you can't even be bothered to smash a like on the video. You can't even pretend that you're pulling that mullet, that balding mullet, Avram walking around the place like he owns the place, going into Women's Cup final like he gives a damn about them. So listen, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 10K. Let's go, people. So Jarvis, where do you see this? I mean, yet again, another manager that's going to be let down. Yet again, all of these plans are already made with these players. So by the time, I think Alien put it up before, by the time it comes to it, all the players be gone. The quality players that he wants and Hag wants are all going to be gone. So we're going to be like, there's always a list in it. First choice, second choice. So we're going to be battling like usually third and fourth choices, because the first 2 choices will be gone somewhere in some of the clubs.
Yeah. First of all, you have a great point, Nuruddin. Everybody, push that like button. We need more likes in this stream. And to answer your question, Ten Hag, he's a really good manager, and he has to be aware what has been going on in this club for so many years. So I think he's not like surprised that he won't get his transfers in. So he just need to build the club. He came from Ajax. Ajax, they lose all the greatest players all the time. It's a way of how it works. So if there's any manager who can do it, it's Ten Hag. He can make it work. But I think also that he thinks that maybe he knows that the Qataris are coming in. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But I don't think he relies on individuals and players to come in. I think he's trying to build a squad and team and good players and drill in his system. So if we get, let's say, 2 players early in this summer window, and they get a good preseason with the current squad, and a lot of them are getting older. We have Ahmad coming back, and we have Zidane, who is on the verge. I was hearing rumors that he was picking up the Norwegian guy from Tromsø, Hansen, into the senior squad next season, because he's been impressing in so much. He's like the new Modric with his great technique. So okay, let's just give Ten Hag some time. But if we start to criticize him and everybody's like getting on his back, he won't. He needs time.
We're not going to criticize him. That's just just saying his point of view, and we've got to respect. He thinks that he's not the man for Manchester United, and I'm like, who is then? Who is then? From the season where we finished last season to this season, I don't know who you think is going to have the magic wand. Manchester United are doomed. It's not always about the managers. It's the effing ownership and the football structure. I'll come to you, Mick Ruby. Big up to everybody. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Listen, this is a worry. Me and a couple of friends of mine really talk about this. The Alien Tenno hits on the head here, says we will be lucky to challenge for top 6 next season. If this, to me, Manchester United need to sign 5 players at least and strengthen that spine up. And those 5 players have to be starters. If that doesn't happen, I don't see Chelsea are not going to take it. Like Liverpool are going to come back. Newcastle are already going to do what they're going to do. Spurs are going to get a manager and they're going to come and fight back. So next season, top 6. That's saying a lot for me. That's been very optimistic. Yeah. What do you think, Mick? Because to me, again, hands tied behind his back.
Okay.
And nobody comes out of the club and speaks.
Nobody. That has been the
Arnold, no director of football, none of these dickheads come out and speak.
First
so
and
it's always
foremost,
left to him to speak. A manager to face the press.
How many minutes can you give me?
You got 3 minutes. Come on.
3 minutes. Okay. First and foremost, yes, you're right when you're saying that nobody's been ever communicating to the fans. That's absolutely correct. And that's been creating the great divide within the fan base and all this guesswork. But all I can say that, I haven't had the chance today. I've been super busy. But good things are coming, 100%. Going back to Eskil's point, right, regarding the biggest problem is always been the Glazers in terms of overruling the signings. Like, so we're getting the 4th signings, what they want. As soon as they're gone, I believe that Erik ten Hag will have his first, second. Regarding the transfer budget, I just want to clarify, it's what the media is saying to you is not 100% correct, true, because during the sales process, at least, the last thing they wanted to do is to interrupt the overall transfer operational market. So just remember that Bank of America is the one that owning the bonds and the debts of Manchester United, and there was funds even available in January of 200 million in overdraft to use as an overdraft. They've been pledging that money to be used. So while this sales process is taking place, that money can be deposited into bank, and whoever picks it up will return the money. That's the way it is, right? So that's why you've seen the rumbling, and United is going in for Kim Min-jae and talking to all this stuff, right?
I don't believe that, by the way. But Mick Ruby, I'll come back at you at that point of what you just made. I heard it from Ten Hag. Go and watch the press conference.
Yeah, I know. I'm just putting.
I heard it from him. I'm not heard it from journalists. I heard it from him.
Yeah,
he's talking, saying, "Oh, loads of players want to come to Manchester United," and I'm like, I've heard that PR line before.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. Like there's sellers, there's players that needs to go out. There's going to be an exodus, about 7 to 8, 10 players to be out. So you can collect at least 100 million out of those. I don't know who they are as of yet, but 100%. So you got to be astute, right? Number 3, what Claire is saying, yes, assets. She mentioned that in the chat room, because we know that players has been utilized as an asset to prop up the price. And number 4 is something that I've been saying for the past 2 weeks, that Sir Jim Ratcliffe or Ineos has been used as a prop to drive up the price for the Qataris. So, yeah, there is kind of rumblings, kind of not really correct, but what you've seen is a marginal adjustments to the final price, which is the earn-out clause. So when you're talking about the buy over takeover, it's basically how much we're talking about share assets, right? Nothing else matters. So it's basically buying at the premium of 69%, buying them out on $35 per share, and the remaining 31 of the private B shares and A shares is floating out in the market. So things are moving one way only, and that is going Sheikh Yassim's way, according to my opinion and analysis and finding what I've been hearing. But as it is, I keep my powder dry, and the only thing that I believe in, announcement, that's what I'm saying, right? So it's clear and obvious it's been just used as a prop because one cannot afford the, going against the Qataris, and if Qatari wants it, I'm sure that they have gone in the final hour to sort of blow things out of the water. Big up, Sophia.
Yeah, big up Sophia Talks Football. Make sure you give a subscribe.
But you know what, Nuruddin, we waited 18 years, so what's waiting a few more days or one more week or so? You know what I mean? Because that's what we want. Glazers full sail.
All I know is this: the reason why I can't wait, I want whoever Ten Hag wants and whoever the club decides that they want, for them to be able to go on pre-season, because next season, what I'm worried about, the reason why Liverpool have had a bad season is not because of injuries, because of the fatigue of them going for 4 trophies last season.
That's
mental
one thing, yeah.
Physical, emotional fatigue that's affected them, and that's why they had a bad start to the season, because they had no energy. Now they found the energy. Now they're finishing off better. This the season. They're going for a strong finish. But at the beginning of the season, that's where they fell off, and they never recovered from that. So at the end of the day, that's why I'm worried.
That's a very valid point, Nuruddin, because that's so important that you get your players to pre-season. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to tell you, to calm down a little bit regarding the transfer operation market, because that goes as planned as normal. They are in talks with agents. There are talks with the player agents camps and negotiating. The transfer window hasn't really opened as of yet.
No,
but
we
you
have
still
to
haven't
open,
talked.
but Mick, we know that agents and intermediaries and all of that is already, you have to be in contact with them 3-4 months, sometimes 8 months. The best clubs who have the best football structure do it a year before. The window just closed. They start negotiating and talking for the summer transfer. That's what the most organized football clubs do, Irfan. So this idea of, for me, that nobody knows, everything's in the air, and even if this was true, then why is Marcus not signing his new contract?
No,
because he's waiting.
You know what?
He's waiting to. I guarantee you, there might be some footballers who want to come to Manchester United, but they're waiting because they're like, if Jim Radcliffe is there with the Glazers, we're not competing. So why would I go there? And if they think Qatar's coming in, they might think, oh, okay, I might be part of this ride to get Man United back to this adventure. I can go in there and I'm going to get.
You know what it is? What it's been taking so much time, Nuruddin. For it's been going backwards and forwards, because apparently Ineos' bid was to go in. Okay, I give you 51% and I give you 18% to Joel and Avram, but I tell you, they basically done a smart move to say, Joel and Avram, you tell me how you want this deal to be structured. What is the premium buyout within 3 years? So basically, he's going, I'll give you half of the money now and half of the money like 3 years down the track. On the other hand, they looked at it, and there's been questions back and forth between the solicitor and the Rain Group, right? This is what's been dragging on. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you got to look at the financial situation market, like with S&P markets falling, de-dollarization, and everything. It's a risk. This is put a little bit of, wait a minute. Am I guaranteed to walk out with this money, or can I take this 1 billion right now? So they evaluated the Ineos bid and say, wait a minute, we're only getting 650 million each here, while with Sheikh Yassim we're getting like instant cash. And one thing that we know about Glazers, Glazonomics, money talks, liquidity in this dying market. So I can only see one way going from this, and I'm not the one that says 100% or anything, but I'd be keeping my powder dry. But I only see this one way. Money talks.
Listen, big up to you, brother. Earth, how do you see this? How do you see this? Because for me, I just concentrate on Erik ten Hag's words, and he looked absolutely peed off. The week later, he's singing and saying, "Oh, some big players want to come to Manchester United, and I'm like, I've heard that fucking before.
Yeah,
I've heard that line before.
I mean, look, Nuruddin, what it is, look. I mean, he knew it was bad when he arrived, right?
Yeah, to be fair, he did say, well, because people asked him, the question they asked him in a press conference that Van Gaal tried to warn you about Manchester United coming to. He goes, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm coming to. I'm not, and I still choose to come here.
So yeah, so look, so he knew something was majorly wrong at the club. He knew it was a little bit toxic. He knew it was just crazy behind the scenes, right? But I mean, the more you look at this, the more like, you know, us fans, we need crocodile skin to get through this shit, you know. And you know, when you just think of what the fans have been through, even when we thought, because remember, we were thinking the sale was going to go through. I mean, well, the naive ones thought it would have gone through a few months ago. Yeah, right. And I knew it wasn't going to go through quickly. I just knew it wasn't, because these vultures were holding out for every last little penny they could.
But multiple videos on here, me trying to educate some of the fans. Yeah. There's no quick sale.
There's no quick sale.
You can't sell a football club with that amount of money.
Nuruddin, you can't blame him for thinking that. You can't blame him because they're so depressed by this shit.
Listen, I explained to them, saying that do not listen to these IDK accounts. They know nothing. They were telling me middle of March, at the end of March. Now we're nearly in June. But go ahead.
It was never. I knew it was never going to be quick. I just knew it because look, the incompetency level of this club is of the highest level. And also, you got to remember is that these guys do not care about anything at the moment. They don't care what's happening on the field, off the field. I mean, I was laughing when I saw the guy at the, was it Avram? Who was at the United's women? Who was it, Avram? Yeah, at the FA Cup final, the women's. Yeah,
the mullet Baldy.
Yeah, the Baldy. Yeah. So I'm saying, so this is what I mean. So,
by the way, we've got nothing against Baldies. I'm bold. So
yeah, I mean, he should
try to have a mullet Baldy. That is just, I don't know what that is.
Oh, nerdy. Let's not waste time on this, on what he looks like. This guy's he's just a greedy capitalist monster. That's what he is. But look, the fact that he's got no shame, because he knows, because he's been there for that long, that he knows the manager needs to know what's happening next year. He knows this. He's not stupid. He knows this. Even he knows that, right? But he does not give a shit, because all he cares about is how he can sell the club. It doesn't matter if he sells it even in August. He doesn't care about the team. You know, I don't know why, you know, all those fans know this, that he does not care. None of them care about the team, right? And Ten Hag, like the way I see it, like in everything in life, right? Ten Hag is still early days in terms of his frustration level. Let's just say his frustration levels are reaching my bottom lip, right? In a couple of years' time, they might go above my eyebrows, right? And that's the point where he goes, I'm out of here. I've done enough here. I can't go. So we're just lucky that it's early days still with Ten Hag, but he's being pushed up that barrier of frustration level, the frustration tank. Let me use that metaphor quickly, like, and that's my worry with this, because every manager's got a shelf life. No one's gonna be here forever, right? And they're putting this guy through the mire, right? Putting him through the grinder, right? Testing him out, right? And to be honest with you, subconsciously, I think this is why we're a messed up team, because we're so messed up at the back. It just breathes through everything. It really does. It just goes through every part of what we do. He's got that cloud hanging over us, you know, and it all comes back to them. So what I'm saying is, look, guys, we've just got to hang in there. Like when I come on the podcast on this Nuruddin's channel, I'm doing this because I'm thinking, is this going to be the last miserable podcast I ever do, right? But we know we've got one more to do and another one to do. But you've got to take it podcast by podcast. That's the only way we can survive. Like we United fans survive by each game by game. But like I used to say to Nuruddin many years ago, that we were punch drunk on success. We were drunk on success because we dominated like no team dominated before. And, you know, like all empires, like Rome and all the other empires, the Greek ones that collapsed. The collapse was not pretty. It was horrible.
Irfan, listen, football clubs with a head start like Manchester United, the collapse should have been 2-3 years. That's it.
Yeah.
After that, should have come back.
No, but Nuruddin, but like, can you name another club that's had owners like Man United? Can you think of another one? No. That's what I'm saying. So we've had uniquely grotesque owners, uniquely greedy venture capitalists, greediest ever, right? And so this is the thing. So we have to deal with this because this destroys your mental health. It destroys everything about your sanity. It destroys everything. So we have to like hope Like, all I can hope for, I mean, I don't even think about the Glazers. I don't even think about it. I just hope we can survive. Because let me be really depressing now and say, let's just say they don't sell, right? And we have to come up with 50 million something to spend, right? Let's just say, listen, guys, this is just the way it is. I'm giving a reality check that he has to make do with 1 or 2 players next year. I mean, that's we have to be prepared for the worst case scenario with these guys. We just have to. All these stories coming out like we've only got 100 million to spend because we're gonna have to sell before we spend. I keep reading this shit and I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to read it. But this is where we are. Until these guys have gone, it's per game, per podcast, per moment, right? While our rivals are sticking the knives in all the time, right? Winning everything, playing the most beautiful football you can think of. We have that to deal with as well. But this is the state of play. This is not going to change. This is not going to change. This is where we are. So all I'm hoping for, I don't hope anything from the Glazers. I don't expect anything. We're hoping that the Sheikh's going to take over, but we just have no idea. So I go back to trying to support Ten Hag and try and get him to be sharp and even do what a Brighton did. Find these players that didn't cost you much that turned into amazing footballers. I'm hoping that's the only thing that we can save this team at the moment if we ain't going to get the money. We got to be smart like that. And then we're going to be like that. Not with Merton and them boys in charge. I'm hoping Ten Hag can say, like, you guys have got to go. I'm hoping something like that happens because otherwise, Nuruddin, we're just going to go round and round that washing machine, go round and round, Nuruddin. It's not going to change.
Yeah, big up to everybody. Can we at least get to 100 likes, people? That's the most of the stream deserves, and for yourselves as well. Make sure let's get to 100 likes. Alien to Air fans called the
Sword of Damocles, yeah.
There we go. Big up to everybody. Jarvis, for me, I look at, I think, how many years has he signed? It's 3-year contract, isn't it? He's got a 3-year contract. So for him,
Ten Hag.
Yeah, Ten Hag's got a 3-year contract he signed. Manchester United need to go for first choice players. I'm backing this summer for him to be able to, on his last year, to become maybe challenging for a league title. Or else, what's the point?
Yeah, but what I feel with Ten Hag, I don't think he go for the top shelf players. I think he wants his players. That's the most important things. Ten Hag needs his players, the players he wants. We get rumored to all of the Mbappes and Neymars and everybody all the time. It's just paper talk. But for me, it's very important that Ten Hag gets his. If he wants Rabiot, okay, give him Rabiot then. I don't care. Ten Hag needs his players, and he needs the backing from the board and the owners and the club and the fans, because I think he has proven to us that he knows how to pick players. Every player he have picked has been a success. Even Weghorst, he picked Weghorst from the lowest shelf because he had nothing. Okay, I will pick him. He's a body, and he came in and did a job. He didn't do the best job in the world. He scored 2 goals, so of course we could have gotten a better player. But Ten Hag, he knows his business. So just back Ten Hag. That's my thoughts.
You got a point there. At the end of the day, I understand from a consumer perspective, we are fans. We have our own opinions, but at the end of the day, the gaffer knows best which works in his system. So we just have to trust. That's what I'm saying as well. I don't know with Rabiot there, but there will be some players that is on free as well, which can add value. Just look at what he did with Ericsson, was on free as well, right? So if you get free players, that adds on to quality to your squad in the overall rotation as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Big up, Manu. Yeah, listen, shirt sponsor, all of that. At the moment in time, we've got Team Viewer. So that's all that is at the end of the day. But for me, they're dragging it out. How long it's been now? 6 months? Was it November? It was November, wasn't it? November, October. So no, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. We're all 7 months. 7 months. And people were telling me this will be
it's fully normal, to be honest. If you just look at the sales process.
Listen, 100% it is. But the way the briefing that they gave was that it was done spring. It was a spring job. That's what they said. They said it was a spring job. They said March, at the end of March, And at the end of the day, is where we are. We are where we are, people. To me, it's just I'm just frustrated on every level.
I think they expected more.
Deep down, aspect of me doesn't believe that they're going to sell. Honestly, I think they're waiting till the season's over. If they don't announce it, where fans can't protest again, they expect they'll do it in the summer.
But they have to sell. They have. There's no way. I mean, all the minority investors kind of backed out. Like, so that's the reason, because they thought they would have massive big accounts coming in bidding for them, big organizations. They even had the strategic options to look at minority investors running in parallel with this full sale. And everyone that looked at it opened up the hood, looked, it was all rusty parts, and just backed away. And then you have to look at the current financial situation with interest rates and, bank crisis, and, it's not a good time. So that's why you're seeing, like, as soon as they got the Qatari, like the biggest fish they can find, they knew at that point they could milk out as much money. And this is what it's called shadow bidding, Nuruddin, to be honest, right? So it's just to inflate the overall of the overall asset to get as much money as possible without you. Like, if you're bidding for the same car as me, I don't see what you're bidding. That's the point, right? But at the end of the day, somebody's going to walk away with that car. And that's what I always said, like, it looks to me like Ineos or Sir Jim, they want to buy this red Ferrari, but what about after? You don't have fuel enough to run this Ferrari. Well, on the other hand, you look at Qataris, they have even own a petrol station. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. It comes down to money, right? And that's all you have to think about. How is Glazers thinking? Money, walking away with as much money as possible. So that's what I'm trying to do, extort as much money as possible. So all these minority investors was just there to sort of invest in the winning bid if needed financing. So I don't see any reason they're staying. So there's no way.
Can I just say one thing, Nuruddin?
I'm really sorry, Mick, but my gut instinct tells me about Glazer vulture tactics.
Can I just say what? Can I just say one thing, Nuruddin?
With what funds, to be honest, like, if you looked at it,
I don't think they give a shit. They should have gone. Listen, they should have gone.
Nuruddin,
they knew what was coming. They knew that the revenue was dwindling from 5 years ago.
But Nuruddin, if we were to speculate, though, the way, I mean, if I was just to go into the speculation, the way I see this is that Sheikh Yassin has basically, the Qatari Sheikh, they've offered less, right? And Jim Ratcliffe's gone in to say, I'll give you more, but I'll do it this way.
Nobody knows the
trying to try and squeeze them more out, squeeze more out of the Sheikh. So obviously, they're playing both sides against each other. It's the only way you can speculate this. Otherwise, it would have been done by now. It's obviously getting a bidding war going to make it happen.
That is what the press is leaked out to you for read, right? That's it. So you got to understand also who leaks out the information to the press for the story. It's gamemanship. It definitely comes also from Sir Jim Ratcliffe's camp to leak out,
and the Qatari camp as well. Yeah.
So it's
I know how it works. Yeah, I know how it always works that way.
So it can be either way around. It can be that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's bid is undervaluated, but the way he did was to say, according to my understanding, he's offering 3 billion cash for 6 siblings to walk away, plus the 2 Joel and Avram are taking less, but offering him 18% to cash out within 3 years. And everyone knows that, it is like I'm giving you seeds, right, to grow a potato farm, right? There's no guarantee that these going to be a full crop of potatoes within 3 years. It's all depending on how the market is performing. Now, take an example with Twitter, right? As soon as Elon Musk bought with 10, he put on a premium, $10 over existing share price. As soon as he bought Twitter, he bought it on $54.2 per share. It just dropped down to 36. You see, it did. So it all comes down to, like, the premium what you offer on top of the share price, right? That's what we're talking about. But the rest, they don't give a shit about, what you're going to do.
But we can say that the market didn't feel confident with him taking over. That's why the share price dropped. It's all to do with the market saying
it doesn't. No, because market is all based on speculations, rumors. If you look at the S&P and financial markets, the stock trading, New York Stock Exchange, everything, the FTSE and all that, it's all reactionary on speculations and rumors, nothing else, right? That's it. So it's common practice that you have on a Friday that somebody leaks out a story in the press, something negative, and boom, the share prices drop. And then
yeah, but that's what happened with Elon Musk. That's exactly what happened with Elon Musk.
Exactly, man. So I wouldn't be worried too much.
Mick, can I just ask a question? Because I don't know everything about finance. I know a little bit, but the 31% of the public shares,
they're still going to be floating.
Do they have to sell for a certain amount of price, or can they just say, I don't want to sell? Because if they were taking it off the stock exchange and make it private,
they have to sell it if you're not going to trade it as a New York Stock Exchange listed company. So let's say if Qatar or 92 Holding buys it up, they're going to shut it down, right? Because it's a holding company, like in Qatar, so it's not going to be listed. So
you can own shares in private companies.
Yeah, but it's not going to be listed, basically. So they're going to buy it out. It's called hostile takeover, right? Therefore, you're negotiating that premium
what the
price.
Glazers done. I know people in Manchester, some of my friends, who had shares in Manchester United, and they were bullied. Glazers were taking everything.
Yeah, it's called the earn-out clause at the end of the day. So this is what you're negotiating. You're negotiating the premium price, what you're going to buy out per share for the Glazers, which hold 69%. And then if you're going by 100%, then you also have to come to an agreement with the retail shareholders and the majority, like, investors that hold like the majority of the stocks, to say, okay, we will buy you out on $30, right? And this is coming to end of the earn-out clause and buyout clause, close of the transaction, register with the SEC, and end of story. That's it. Everything else is
Listen, at the end of the day, we'll give the last word to everybody, but at the end of the day, I just feel like Manchester United need 5 starting new players,
100%.
5 starters, for us to be able to get Erik ten Hag in a position for him to be challenging for a title in his 3rd season. I don't see any evidence of that happening anywhere here right now.
We just have to wait and see, Nerden. We have to wait and see.
We don't see anything, and I don't have any hope. I've run out of hope. These vultures have been here, and there's something in my gut saying that these vultures will prolong in this just for the thing to trend every day, every single day. That's what they've done it for. But anyway, big up to everybody. Therapy. But listen, please let us know we get to 100 likes and subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, become part of the community. With the road to 10K people, hit that notification button because it lets you know when we're next live. Big up to United Devil. He says, Claire, us fans should find Glazers people's mental health getting worse. No food for the turn for our fan base. Next step. Listen, it is like I said, people are hitting. Honestly, big up to Scary Fury for the super chat.
Swedish crowns, I see there.
yeah. Big up to you, brother. Big up to you for the Swedish. Sick. I'm actually watching a Swedish drama at the moment. I'm gonna have a nice little bath, and I'm gonna watch. I'm watching a 4-part documentary about the assassination of the Swedish Prime Minister
Olof Palme. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I've seen
it. That's a really good one.
Yeah, in 1984.
Yeah, I remember that.
The journalist and the author. What was his name? I always forget his name.
Oh God, I watched it.
The guy who wrote the girl with a dragon tattoo.
Yes.
Yeah, he basically investigated. He was doing a private investigation.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Of the murder of the Prime Minister, of Sweden, who was assassinated in 1986, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and it was this guy that works for the insurance company called Skandia, so they call him the Skandia man, because he worked. Stig Larsson, yeah, true. Yeah. They never solved the case.
Yeah. Listen, I need to watch that. But big up to everybody. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I agree with you, I can't see us buying 5 good players in the summer. Whatever happens will happen next season. Sadly, the Glazers have done us once again. Of course they have. This is what I'm saying to you. They have. And any of you saying, the transfer window's not even open, you don't get transfer. You don't negotiate with players. And do due diligence and scouting position on players just before the window starts. I'm sorry, football does not work like that. You need to go and educate yourself how transfer happens. It does not happen. You don't just go on and go, we want that player getting. No.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Process to this. There's meeting the family. There's trying to figure out what kind of a player this player is. Doing proper due diligence.
Yeah.
And also negotiating with him and his agent and everything else till they're 6 to 7, 8 months before. But anyway, 89 likes. Let's get up to 100 likes, people, to get us the algorithm. More people will be able to see the channel. But big up to everybody. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. It is what it is. It says United. Yes, Ronnie, I've been on Devils United stand, Webby, O'Neill, Football Terrace, ATV, United Therapy tonight. We all want the same things, guys. Yeah, big up. We do. We all want the same things. But big up to everybody. Let me just say, Eski, your last word. Tomorrow, what are you thinking?
Tomorrow, we'll get it done, man. 3-1, I'm saying. Play counter-attack and we should get it done. That's it.
Jarvis?
Yeah, I hope we win. I am confident we will win, and we need to win. So then we need to win.
Fun?
Yeah, we know. I'm gonna say we're gonna win 2-1. That's the most optimistic I can be.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Stig Larsson. Yeah, Stig Larsson.
Stig Larsson.
Yeah. I watched all the films.
Brilliant.
I prefer them in Swedish than the American versions, but the Swedish versions were good. Big up to everybody. Big up to our Sophie, our sister. Sophie talks football. Big up. Make sure, get the 3 points. Go ahead.
I'm realistic as usual, but a very positive, realistic win. I have to be positive. A win is a must. And me and Jarvis is doing the traditional lineup warm-up show. So if you guys want to come up and stretch with us before we kick off, and straight after we're doing the post-match. So Nuruddin, everyone wants to come on, have a rant, have a bant. But hopefully we're there. Nuruddin, you know how it is. We are there, rain, shine, no matter what, win, lose, or draw, and during the therapy, right? So big up for all of you, for the community. Let's just go for it. Like, let's go. No retreat, no surrender. Win.
That's it. Big up, big up, big up. Listen, people, make sure you check out these channels. You check out Mick Ruby, Man UFC Realist TV. Make sure you give it a subscribe. Road to 15K on there. And make sure you go and check out Jarvis on that channel as well, on Man UFC Realist, and Weekly Armchair Football, if I'm not mistaken, yeah?
And this channel. Don't forget the Therapy Army.
And smash a like for Irfan's vinyl collection, man.
Part of the furniture, man.
Wow. I got a long day tomorrow. Long day.
Yeah. And big up Irfan Ray. We've got the party tomorrow. We've got to do one. The party that's based on a special party that took place in New York in the 80s and 70s. It's called Do One. It's coming to 12 o'clock. So all the Simmer Frame FC, they can all turn up because it's an early bird.
And when the game's on, I'll have my phone there. I'll be watching the game while setting up the sound system and everything, the lights. Tomorrow, man. Oh God!
Yeah, big smash a like for your vinyl collection. It's so impressive, man. Seriously.
Every day it just keeps coming. You don't understand. I'm running out of space. I don't know what to do anymore. It's like it's moving closer to me everywhere. You know, and I try to keep away from it every day. I wake up like, how am I going to put these records together? You're outside there, honestly, you only see one side. You don't understand. They're taking over the house everywhere. Oh my God, I'm going crazy. You know, I don't know what to do with them all. Seriously. Honestly, guys, I'm a very particular buyer. I don't just buy anything. I'm very particular about what I buy. I still can't cope with it, honestly. I can't.
Soon you have Neil Ashton spinning your records, man.
Every week. Honestly, 7 arrived this morning, man. I forgot I'd bought them. 7 arrived from different parts of the world. I'm like, oh, shit.
Irfan and his babies, people. Irfan and his babies.
Oh, my God.
Listen, big up to every one of you. Love and light. Take care. And we'll see you tomorrow night for the match reaction. But any of you want to go and check out the team lineup when they got announced, make sure you go to Man UFC Realist TV. Big up. Make sure you check that out. Love and light, people. Peace, love, light. Bankers out, Glazers out, Vultures out. Parasite, Jim the Radcliffe out. Take care, people. Peace.